Is Jack Hall, and I'm making this in my somewhat standard studio at this point in time, my classic 1996 Holiday Rambler travel trailer. If you look in the left side of your view, you can see that Romeo, the Wonder Cat, is trying to get up into one of the cupboards, which I'll close. And the title of this is, If You See Something, Say Something. I'm a scuba diver, as some of you know, and I've made multiple trips, the boats out of Santa Barbara by Truth Aquatics. Primarily I've been on the Vision. Linda is my dive buddy normally, and she only dives in warm water. So I have a cold water dive buddy, and his name's Ken. And we've been on the Vision and or the Conception probably 12 or 13 times. And to give you a bit of background, I worked as a deckhand on the Aku Aku, an albacore boat. I worked on a deckhand on the Cathy M, which was a luxury yacht. And I've been around boats a lot of my life, and so I kind of know my way around boats. And so when we were on the Vision being our primary boat, we like it best because of a few minor details. I noticed that when we were at anchor, there was no anchor watch. Now, I know that if you have a boat of any sort, let alone one that is carrying paying passengers, that if you are at anchor, you are required by law to have an anchor watch. You are required to have a person who is awake and on board and aware of what's going on with the boat. And they are to tour the boat. I think it's every 30 minutes, but I don't know the exact time, to be sure that everything is okay. On the Vision, we did not have such a thing. And I would get up at 2:30 a.m. I'm kind of somewhat of an insomniac. And I would get up and I would make myself a cup of tea, and I'd sit there and I'd drink the tea, and sometimes I'd edit some of my photos. I'm an avid underwater photographer. And then I'd go out, and they had lights that they left on all night long. And they would draw squid and seals to eat the squid and all sorts of other interesting animals. And so I would go out and look at those. And not once during the dozen or more trips that we made did I ever observe a crewmate that was awake and walking around the boat to make sure that everything was okay. And I knew that that was wrong. And I feel badly that I did not say something to someone either on the Vision or with Truth Aquatics to say, hey, this isn't right. You need to have somebody that's awake when the boat is at anchor. And I didn't do it. Well, I don't know the year. I'm going to say 2019, the Conception, which is one of their three boats, the Truth, the Conception, and the Vision, caught fire and burned to the waterline, and 36 people were lost. There were 3 or 4 people who survived. They were all members of the crew who slept up higher in the wheelhouse, and they managed to get off. All of the people who slept below decks died. And I feel badly that I knew there was no anchor watch on the Vision, at least, and said nothing. Having said that, I refuse to accept responsibility for it. There was a captain, and there was a second captain on the boat. And both of those people had been tested And one of the questions on the test for their captaincy is, shall you have a person watching the boat when you are at anchor 24 hours a day? And the answer is yes. And they did not. Because they did not have a person on watch, quite possibly they could have saved the lives of 36 people, and they did not. So what's my point? My point is, if you see something and you know it's wrong, say something. Could I potentially have saved some lives had I said something? Absolutely yes. Do I think it's my fault that those people are dead? No. There was a captain and a sub-captain, and they both knew the law, and neither one of them said anything or did anything about it. And also, most of the crew, I was never a captain, I was only a crew member, and yet I knew the law. And the crew knew the law, and none of them said anything. Nonetheless, if you wish to make the outcome work best for people, if you see something, please say something. You may save a life, and ultimately, in the way the world works, the life you save may be your own. Thanks for watching. If you have comments, place them below. If you want to tell me how badly I do a video, never mind. I understand I'm not a professional. And you can email me personally at iceguymodesto@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and I'll see you the next time.